Hello, welcome to OMAT. We're going to get into these exercises. But first, I've been thinking about how I dislike the uncertainty in life. And I think we all do. I think we have that in common. And I started thinking about my work like a fire drill. You can't predict when a fire is going to happen, but you can practice responding to it. So that's how I'm thinking about my exercises. How I'm thinking about meditation is that I can practice pausing later in my day when I practice sitting there meditating. I work my body out so that when I need to use it, it's there for me, ready to be used. And I journal so that I can figure out some of my emotions, maybe manage them a little bit, and then this way I'm not throwing it at people all day. So, all this doesn't make me be able to predict anything, but it might make me a little bit more ready to respond to it. And that's why we're doing these exercises. These are the exercises that help us respond to life with a little more patience, a little more deep inhale and exhale, a little more pause. Let's get into the present moment. And I think they help us get into the present moment because we are practicing being aware of our own lives, practicing moving in the way that we want to do, taking responsibility for the movements. And with that, let's go into gratitude. What does it mean to take responsibility for your own gratitude? I am responsible to find what there is to be grateful for because the fact is there is something there. Let's practice it so we can use it all day by focusing on what we have to be grateful for right now. Let's wrap for now. Finding the water. And if you found some gratitude, you found it. If not, you found a warming up of the muscle maybe. You found a starting point. You found a way to practice it. And just because you don't have all of the results that you wanted, it doesn't mean that the practice is not there. Let's keep practicing. Let's practice pausing. Let's practice maybe following our breath. Maybe trying to think of nothing if that's a possibility. But we're sitting in any comfortable position, eyes opened or closed, and breathe. As we come back, let's find some water. And we practice the pause. We also practice moving on. Let's move into our writing by writing. Sometimes it takes starting the thing to be able to do the thing. So here we're practicing starting to write. And then when we need to write later, when we need to do anything else later, we have that practice of starting. Let's see what we can write when we look for any word right now. Let's wrap for now, using that transition water, moving away from the writing so that we can move into our next practice. We're going to practice doing a sun salutation or any stretchy, extendy moving of any parts of the body that allow you to do that. I'm going to walk us through a sun salutation. Stand up if you can. Inhale the arms up. And if you're seated and doing this, you're still doing something. You could feel that feeling of I'm doing something different than just sitting here. And fold forward. Hanging over the feet. Maybe having a little moment of I'm glad I'm doing this. Halfway lift, flat back. And let's get into our high plank. Plant your palms down, step your feet back. Feel the strength of your body before you lower slowly all the way down. And then push your palms. Chest comes up, head comes up, look up. Your elbows could be bent here. And let's meet in down dog. Hips up into an upside down V. And we're facing the thighs here. Maybe moving the head a little bit and walk forward and start coming up. Meeting the palms above the head and exhaling them down to the center of the chest. Wrapping the sun salutation, wrapping the stretch, having some water, having a thought process of when we do something, when we're done with it, if we can just note a sense of satisfaction so that next time we do it, we go, I don't want to do it, but I remember feeling satisfied after, and that's how we generate our own motivation. So let's take that into the plank. Maybe you didn't want to do that and then you did. Take that energy into this plank. Maybe you don't want to do it, but you can get yourself to do it. And that's how we do things that are good for us, even when we might not feel like it. We surpass the feeling like it and we get into that ready position. We're going in 3, 2, 1, and we're planking. Soon as we get into that plank pose, hi, I plank. I'm up in this plank, very difficult pose, and I've been in for 10 seconds. Congratulations. And sometimes I need to celebrate every 10 seconds, sometimes every second that I'm in this pose, whatever it takes, you're in for 20 seconds. If I need motivation throughout, if I need to have a drill sergeant or someone speaking nice to me in my head, I can make that happen for 30 more seconds. I can generate whatever I need because I'm practicing thinking of the thoughts that I need to move through my day. So for 20 seconds, what do you need to think of to hold this steady, mind and body working together? What are you telling yourself for 10 more seconds, holding up in this pose, breathing through it for 5 more seconds? 3, 2, 1, and you're done. That's what the plank looks like for today. Come down off your plank, maybe stretch your way back, maybe find a little water. Maybe find a little I did that moment, however that works for you, whatever you need. So just like the sun salutation or any other thing, when we finish, we go, was that useful? I'm asking myself that afterwards so that when I come upon it again, I will say, no, it was useful. I might not want to. Let's get past this and let's do it. let's keep going. In that vein, maybe you don't feel like doing something, but you can find a way to exercise it. Do it like it's an experiment, an exercise, whatever you need. But let's practice taking a small step. Let's practice looking for a small step, identifying it, and taking action right now. Let's wrap the task for now. Find the water. And again, with the satisfaction question, are you satisfied with the task you took on? If you're not, then you might be satisfied with the idea that it only took you a minute to figure that out. It took you a minute of that practice to say, you know what, that's not a good use of my time. What'd you waste? A minute? Okay, let's keep going. Let's go into our connection minute. We're warming up the social muscle, which is a muscle. I mean, we even make play dates for little kids. Now we have to make play dates for ourselves, and it's a job. So let's see if we could warm up that muscle, looking for some kind of connection, maybe saying hello, trying right now. Let's wrap for now. Finding the water. And wrapping, every minute we have to wrap another exercise. And that is part of the exercise, is to say, I said I would do this for 1 minute. That's how much time is useful and how much time I have right now. I can assess that because I keep moving. Let's go to our aerobics. We're going to shake it off, dance it off, walk it off, whatever it is. Why? Because we're practicing moving our body. We're going to need to use it later on today, next week, as often and as much as we can, for as long as we can. So let's exercise it. Let's go in 3, 2, 1, and move your body. Move it now, because now is exercise time. Later, it's using that, and you're going to say, oh, I'm glad I exercised because I could use these muscles now. That's 10 seconds in. So we're working out for, in a minute, we're going to feel so good about ourselves. We're going to say, that's 20 seconds, by the way. We're going to say, we did that, and now future me is happy that I didn't sit down through this. I didn't relax through this. I did what I was going to do. 30 seconds. Now, if you're not doing it yet, it's not too late. Start now. Even now, moving any part of your body, whatever you can do for now, for today, for 20 more seconds, it still counts. Make your word count. When you say you're going to do something, show yourself that you're going to do it. And for 10 more seconds, that's exercising, getting yourself to trust yourself. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and you're done. Those are the exercises. How does that feel? Maybe we have a couple more tools in our belt. I hope it was useful. And thanks for taking OMAT.